First there was Ben and Jerry. No, wait, that was Tom and Jerry. Then came the ice cream dudes. Anywho, fast forward a bit, and this is Luke and Lewis.
Hey, welcome to the show. Sorry, I just cut over the top of Triple M Monodigital. That's still the station that we're on, in case anyone was confused, anyone got lost. Like, oh, we listen to Fox? Oh, we listen to 3AW? No, we listen to the most monodigital of all stations.
Of all the Triple M stations.
This is Luke and Lewis for lunch. Welcome to the show. We've got a incredible show planned for you guys. We're going to be talking about how I've fixed cafes.
You have?
Fixed them.
Solved them?
Solved.
Wait, were they broken?
Absolutely. I think the problem that I will be revealing shortly is a huge problem that needs to be fixed. And you're welcome, everyone. I've completely fixed it. Just call me Fix Lewis.
What a treat. Also, last night I went to see the new Justice League movie. And
I'm so excited to see that.
And I know you are, and which means I know all the spoilers for the movie. So
you're obviously not going to tell me.
Well, we'll see how the show goes today if you give in to my demands.
I will leave. It'll just be Luke for lunch.
That's cool.
I have fixed one of the biggest problems in today's society.
Poverty?
No, it's cafe related. Everyone's being fed.
Okay.
So when you go to a cafe, one of the worst things, and it's something that started recently as well. Like do you remember when this problem started? It came out of nowhere, where people would come up to you, the wait staff would come up to you halfway through your meal and ask you how your food's going. Not at the end. Not at the start.
Yeah, that's fine when they collect your plate. How was your meal? Yeah, great, thank you. Thoroughly enjoyed, fully complete, 100% down in my tum-tum.
Yeah.
Like, that's where they should be asking that.
Yeah, or at the start, they should be like, hey, is this what you ordered? You'd be like, oh, it looks like it. I'll let you know if it's...
Yeah, it has... I don't like it when they come up to me. Well, it's just an interruption.
Yeah, and they always manage to do it, like, as soon as you take a bite. Like, they sit there waiting in the wings, like, he's going to take a huge bite of that dirty burger. Here I go. And then they come up to you, how's the meal? You're like,
yeah, and it's like, well, it was great until you interrupted me mid-mouthful. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, me and my girlfriend recently solved this issue. Well, it was actually entirely Jasmine. She fixed the problem. Because we worked out, we go to this cafe just about every Sunday, because we're an incredibly exciting couple. And we go there every Sunday pretty much. And Jazz started to notice a pattern where they would come up to us, they would give us our food, we'd take a number, you know those numbers that you put on your table?
Yep.
So we'd take a number, we put it there, and then they would give us our food, and then halfway through the meal, they would come and collect the number. So when they gave us our food, they didn't take the number away.
Oh, so they'd leave it there as an excuse to come over again.
Exactly. So obviously it's the manager being like, oh, anyone who still has food and a number needs to be asked how their meal is.
So you've just fixed it at your cafe. You're not helping anyone else.
Wait, I haven't told you the solution, okay?
So I already know what the solution is.
What we did was, when they gave us our food, Jazz took the number and rolled it under a couch.
I was expecting under a couch. I was expecting just put the number back.
No.
That would have been polite.
Under a couch. And, they didn't come up to us all meal.
And
You're
then
welcome,
halfway
everyone.
through your meal, they came up to the couch saying, excuse me, sir, how's your meal?
So there, problem solved.
But just at that cafe.
Just at that one, yeah.
Yeah, so what about what happens to me at any other restaurant?
Just swear at them.
Or leave.
Yeah, just leave. Say, if you ask me how my meal is one more time before I'm finished, I'm out of here.
Yeah, be really ignorant and unlikable.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or, if you bring in your own number with you to the cafe, and then they come up and they ask you before they can even ask you a question, you just give them a number. And it'll really confuse them. So they'll be like, this number isn't from this cafe. What do I do with this? And then you sweet.
That would never work. Lewis, I read a story overnight it amused me quite a lot. Every time I hear this, it makes me laugh. Bogans naming their parents after things that aren't names.
Bogans naming their parents.
Sorry.
That's interesting.
Bogan parents naming their kids.
Oh, okay. That's strange. I've never heard of anyone naming their parents.
No.
Oh.
Just rename you.
I'm just reiterating everyone that Luke just said naming their parents.
Thank you for drawing attention to a one-word mistake.
All right. Tell me.
So, A story came out of a Bogan couple who went to a restaurant every night for 2 months, which is already proper Bogan behaviour.
Every night?
Yeah, it was probably Palmer night every night. And the restaurant was called Olive Garden.
So they named their mum Olive Garden.
They named their daughter Olivia Garten.
That's not that bad.
Nah, it's not
at least
good.
Olivia is a real name.
Yeah, and okay, so I read this.
Although it depends. Was that child? I was going to say, were they conceived at that restaurant? But they've only been there for 2 months, so it's a very fast growing.
Right,
baby.
but then another story did come to my attention from one of our producers who knew someone. She used to live out in the country, and she. This is a banger.
I know that this one's from Ballarat.
Yes,
so you know
it's from Maddie.
It's gonna be nuts.
And she met someone. She met a doctor once who had to convince 2 parents not to name their daughter.
What a hero!
V8 Kahlua.
What?
In honor of her conception, the parents were going to name their daughter V8 Kahlua, spelt V-E, like V-E, and then the word 8, and then Kahlua, because they were a bit tipsy on Kahlua in the back of a V8.
That's insane.
And he tried to convince them that it was illegal to name it. It's
should
not.
be.
Well, it's not, but he tried to convince them that you're not allowed to have a numerical title in someone's first name.
Yeah, that definitely should be illegal.
I think the rule should be you shouldn't be able to name your kid after the conception, in honor of the conception. You should never honor the conception in the naming process.
Nah, no way.
No.
Like, you don't want to call some kid like the Hilton, room 64, level 3. Like, it's no good.
Yeah, and that's why when I went to Fiji, there was a 5-star resort named Luke Kidgel.
So did
Thanks,
they...
Mum.
Did they end up changing the name to something normal?
Pardon? I think that. Oh yeah, they probably just went with like Shane or something. But like, it got too
Damo.
close. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I looked up names that have been intervened by the government.
I love names that, because if the thing is, it's always a good idea in the delivery room to think of something funny, but then that's the name for the rest of their life.
So there's like 35 that I can't say on radio. It's not schoolies anymore. But I do have, this one was probably my favorite one. I've got, this is the full name, Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. That's the sentence. That's the name that they tried to call their kid.
Wait, they tried to call the kid the whole sentence?
Yeah, so not just Tallulah. The name is Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. Now, my problem is that Hawaii doesn't rhyme. Like, if you're going to have a rhyming name...
Just Tallulah does the hula. That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough to get you picked on in high school.
But it wasn't even... This was in New Zealand as well. Nothing to do with Hawaii. And so I have written under here, the New Zealand... Is this borderline child abuse or the most epic name ever? It's an easy question. The New Zealand government went with the former and assumed guardianship of the 9-year-old girl to ensure that a more appropriate name was found for her. So they chose a name so bad that they had their child confiscated by the government. Which is just the best.
Yeah, I'm sure V8 Kalua's out there at some orphanage. Ready to be picked up.
Luke and Lewis for lunch.
Lewis, last night I went to see the new Justice League movie, which you would have been a big fan of.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited to see it. Is it good?
Well, nah. It wasn't my thing, but I still went to see it anyway. I didn't personally enjoy it.
Was it? Did you not enjoy it, or was it a bad movie?
It was pretty bad. Like, it wasn't Suicide Squad bad, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't DC just make a good movie?
Yeah.
You'd think it would be easy.
Because you love, like, comic books and you love superheroes, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I read comic books on the train to work.
You bought a Batman one in this morning. I saw it in the office.
Yeah.
I almost threw it out. I thought it was rubbish. And then I was like, oh, it's one of Lewis's books.
You don't know anything about Scott Snyder's prowess in writing Batman comics.
Neither does anyone else.
Scott Snyder knows.
So, cool. I heard Scott's mum. Like, that's about it. So, yeah. So that means that, which means I've seen it before you for once. You always see these movies before me because you go out and see them almost straight away.
Yeah,
usually.
because I don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
I don't watch advertisements. I don't want to know anything about the film
You
before going
hate
in.
spoilers,
Yeah,
you could say.
I'm allergic to them.
Yeah.
They're the worst. Because I just want to go into a movie blind. I don't want to know anything so I can properly enjoy it.
Like, you've threatened before, like, I think one time someone gave you a spoiler and you didn't speak to them for like a week.
Yeah.
Right. So which means I obviously know what happens in the movie, you don't at this point, yeah?
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying that I needed a few things done for me, like I needed...
No. Okay,
What do you mean?
we're not doing this.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
Well...
Mate, I'll leave right now. Crown's around the corner. I'll see it. I'll skip the whole show and I'll watch
Can't
that
leave
movie.
the show, you'll get fired.
Yeah, but I won't have any... Okay, what do you want?
Can you give me your jacket? I really liked your jacket today. I just think
What, my denim one?
Yeah, how is that expensive?
That's only like $150. You can buy it.
Okay, like, do you want to know what?
So, I'm not giving you my jacket.
Well, here's the thing. I feel a bit bad. I want to give you the spoiler because I want your jacket. So, okay, so if
You can't spoil the movie that just came out on radio. Everyone listening.
I won't spoil it. Just give me your jacket forever.
Forever.
I won't spoil it. The movie. Dude,
Man, do you know
think
how
about
long
all
it
the
took-
people listening right now who also haven't seen the film and don't want it spoiled. Do it for them. Because I'll spoil it on air right now. I don't care.
Don't. Okay.
I've seen it.
Everyone
I don't care.
turn off your radio. Stop
And
listening.
Mike doesn't care. Mike doesn't even want to see the movie, do you?
I've never cared
Yeah.
less about
Yeah,
anything.
but
care.
Mike, how good do I look in that jacket?
That's a good point.
And how good would I look in it?
Luke would look better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Way
because
better.
it's...
Dude.
No, he wouldn't.
Okay, no, it's cool. All right.
No.
You're not going to give me the jacket?
No. I'm unplugging my headphones.
I don't care.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah, you can.
I just unplugged it.
Superman.
Oh, you're still in the
gets-
room with me.
Superman gets revived through the movie. You know, he died at the end of Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, mate, I knew that was going to happen. I've read the comic book. So, spoiler...
Damn it.
Yeah, haven't you read Death of
All right,
Superman? It's like one of the classic Superman comics. It came out in like the 70s, man.
Here's a big one then.
I'm all across this.
The good guys win.
Okay. Also, okay, it's a superhero
That
film.
one was
Okay,
great.
I'm not
No,
an
but
idiot.
there is another big one. There was a
Don't just stop. Don't just
Well,
yell
give me your
spoilers
jacket.
at me. No. Give me some. What else? What else do you want?
I do want you to
something
buy me
else.
Subway for lunch.
Well, I'll buy you a 6-inch.
All right, 12-inch. It's a post-credit spoiler.
No, you can't ruin the post-credits
Yeah.
one. That's rude as. Because that sets up the next movie, which they haven't talked about at all.
I don't get it.
Mate, all right, but I'm not getting you Italian herbs and cheese. You're getting white bread.
I like white
You're
bread.
getting Italian herbs and cheese.
Damn it.
Fine, I'll get, what, you want meatballs?
So you really don't want to hear it that much? You're actually going to buy me lunch?
Hey, I'll get you Subway.
All right, cool.
I'm
Yeah.
going to spit in it.
All right. No, I want to be with you when you buy it.
All right,
Chicken
fine.
fillet.
No, meatball.
Chicken fillet foot
can't
long,
even
or
say-
I will tell you.
All right, chicken fillet foot long.
You actually don't want to
I'll
know
buy-
that bad.
I don't want to know. You can't tell me the end
Free
credits.
lunch, everyone.
I'll buy you lunch.
Thank you. All right, cool. And after the break, I'm going to give Lewis a chance to read the Scotty Cam book. By the
Really?
way, yeah. I just thought, it's been a week and a bit since we've brought this
Nah,
up.
this is a trap.
It's not a trap.
Yeah. It definitely is. All right, Luke and Lewis for traps.
Lewis, a few weeks ago, it was about 2 weeks ago now on the show, we bought a book called Out the Back
Well, you
with
bought a
Scott
book.
Cam. I bought a
I
book.
wish I bought that book.
Yeah. You missed out on buying a book called Out the Back. It's Scott Cam's...
Scotty Cam. Shows
Scotty
respect.
Cam. Well, it's actually... I think he's recently gone by Scotty, but back in the day it used to be Scott. So this is OG Scott
OG
Cam.
Scott Cam.
It was his first ever book he released. We bought it from the op shop down the road, and it was ridiculously priced at $4 because it's an absolute goldmine of information
I paid
of how to be
$400.
a new age Aussie bloke. And since I bought this book, I've noticed you've been wanting to read it.
Yeah, 'cause
way
you're
too
not,
much.
Well, not way too much. You've been not letting me read it way too much.
Well,
I
no,
haven't
because
read
it
any
holds
of
the
it.
secrets and how to be a new age sensitive male. I'm not just going to give that away like that.
Well, yeah, I'm new age, but I'm not sure if I'm sensitive. Like, I want to drink from the well of Scott Cam's knowledge.
Yes, and as we all do. But it's
Yeah.
my book, so I'm still trying to finish it myself. It's pretty big. There's like
Mate, you haven't even finished reading it?
Pardon?
You don't deserve that book. If you haven't read it at least 5 times by now,
Mate.
it's no disrespect to Scotty Cam. It's not the biggest book.
No, it's actually 179 pages,
and
but
there's a lot of
most of
pictures
the
in there.
pages are just him like standing next to clotheslines and
Oh,
stuff.
that's sick. Show me again.
No, I'm not going to show you again. That's enough. So, but you know what? Today I've been mean. So, really, in the office, I have this book in the office, but I keep it nice and down low where Lewis can't reach it. I've been hiding it from you in the office because I know you keep trying to find it when I'm not there, and I've hidden it away, and I've brought it out again, and your eyes lit up as soon as you saw it again.
Just let me have a
But
read.
you know what? Yeah, today I was like, you know what? I've been mean. I've been confiscating the book from you. Today, go have a read.
Well, now I don't trust you at all.
Have a
What do you
read.
mean have a read?
Just start off with the chapter 1.
Well, that's normally where you start a
No,
chapter.
but he actually has an introduction because you don't want to jump straight into.
Well,
a
yeah,
Scotty
I'm not
Cam
ready
book.
for knowledge. I need to be prepped.
Yeah, so Lewis is just opening the
Scotty
book
Cam
now.
lounging in a deck chair with
Yeah.
his dog. It's a nice picture.
It is a nice picture.
What's his
It's a nice
dog-
little
dog
German
again?
Shepherd, isn't it?
There's him measuring his dog with a tape measure.
So far,
This is
4
great.
pages in, there's been 3 pages of his dog, and
Okay, what's that?
so
You put post-it notes.
what do you mean?
Oh, you put post-it notes, and I saw Lex Luthor. There's Justice League spoilers written in the book.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I'm not going to read that.
I've put a couple of notes in the book, and if you want to get through the first 2 pages of the introduction, great.
Oh, no, I could just read the first half of both these pages.
Yeah, and
Which
I
admitted,
I covered over the best bits.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Go
this
read
sucks.
the first paragraph.
I'll just read the first.
Lewis's hands are over the 2
Introduction.
post-it notes on the
This
book.
book is about how to be a bloke. Plain and simple. Oh, that's great. Back to basics. Easy to follow. It's not easy to follow when someone's put Justice League spoilers in there. Just like Jermaine Greer campaigning for feminists in the 1960s, I'm doing the same thing for us downtrodden blokes. Oh, dude. He's like Jermaine Greer. He's like the biggest feminist, but for men.
Yes.
With a tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Cam.
And a dog.
Okay. I don't want to read this.
So
What
what you're
kind of
looking at
spoiler
here,
is it?
it was the so I went and saw the Justice League last night. If you just tuned in, and Lewis hasn't seen it yet, but he loves comic books, loves superhero
I'm evaluating
movies.
whether or how bad is this spoiler. Is it worth?
It was
Scotty
the
Cam
post-credit one,
dude. That's abuse.
so it sets up the Justice League 2.
you can't just put that. Hang on, it's worth it.
Where was Lex Luthor? You've read the word Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
It is to do with him. Where was Lex Luthor the last time you followed up the series? He was in jail, wasn't he? I believe
You
he
don't
was in
even know.
prison.
You don't deserve to know, mate.
Well, if you want to keep reading the Scotty Cam, you can close the book. That's fine by me. I don't care.
Well, I'm not going to close Scotty Cam's book. I mean, if you've given me an opportunity to read 2 pages,
Right.
good.
So read the spoiler. I put 2 spoilers on, 1 on each page.
just like Jermaine Greer campaigning for feminists in the 1960s, I'm doing the same thing.
Wait,
for
wait,
us.
before you do it, think of everyone who's listening right now who also hasn't seen the Justice League.
I think everyone will agree with me that no matter how bad this spoiler is, it's going to be worth it. It's going to get to some Scotty Cam knowledge, okay? Just like Jermaine Greer, I'm going to read it quick though. Just like Jermaine Greer campaigning for feminists in the 1960s, I'm doing the same thing for us downtrodden blokes. Lex Luthor escapes prison cell, teams up with Slade Wilson. Oh. What? He gets out of prison and he teams up with Deathstroke?
Yep. It's pretty cool. It was one of the best parts of the film. And it was after
Spoiler,
it was
okay?
just ripped up this
Sorry,
spoiler.
everyone. I'm going to read the second half of this page, though. We're not allowed to do anything blokey anymore. It's too yobbo or too insensitive. That's right, Scotty Cam. And there's a picture of 2 kids wearing flannels, just like Scotty Cam.
I think those are his kids.
You know what? This is so worth it. Now I know what his kids look like. Well, it's time for a revolution. And if anyone asks what you're doing, tell them you're going to build a fire, cook some snacks, crack open a can, and watch the footy on telly. And when they object, interrupt them with, get us a stubby holder, would you please? So, this book has just a few tips on the dying art of being a bloke. You don't have to be a chauvinist or insensitive or messy or rude. Just a good old honest Aussie bloke. Together they form the Legion of Doom to beat the just... What?
Yeah, that was another
Legion of
spoiler.
Doom?
So Lewis just read the final spoiler.
I didn't... That's
Read it again. Read it again. People might not
I
have
just
heard.
ripped it up. Together they team up to form the Legion of Doom to defeat the Justice League.
Yes, that's what happens at the end of the film.
Mate, get us a stubby holder, would you please? Look at Lewis for lunch. Welcome to the show, a very special guest, James.
This is the second time I've been introduced as a very special guest, and I was listening back to when I was on Friday.
Well, he's just taking control. He's going straight into it. He's prepared. This is why you're special, mate, because you need no introduction. You're like, I'm ready. I'm going to tell everyone why I'm special and how many times I've been on the show.
Well, no, but like,
That's exactly how you opened it.
I've never been introduced as a very special guest except on this show, so I feel very comfortable.
I'll be
with
honest,
you.
mate. It's not hard to be special guest on Triple M Modern Digital.
When I'm the only one that comes
You
on.
are the third celebrity. We've had Rita Ora, with one word. We've had Alex Nation, and you are number 3. So, you know.
Welcome to the show. Very special guest. I mean, basically, if you know that our show exists and you work in Triple M,
And
you're amazing.
Also, James, before we begin, sorry for Lewis's sour attitude when you came in between the song. He's not speaking to anyone because before the break, he just read a couple of Justice League spoilers. Which, look, you wanted to read the Scotty Cam book, not my fault.
Yeah, you
could have just closed the book. And then you would have enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, but I'm not just about to close the Scotty Cam
This is
book.
just throwing a bit of paper at me. That's childish and immature.
You know what else is childish and immature? Trying to ruin the experience of reading the Scotty Cam book for like the first time ever.
Yeah.
Okay, it was my first 2 pages. I got through the introduction and you tried to ruin it with Justice League spoilers. You ruined an end credit scene for me. Why would you even do that? Did you even watch it?
So I actually wasn't a big fan of the film.
Did you sit behind the credits just to spoil it for me?
No, I left. I read that online. I didn't even see that bit.
You read an end credit scene on
Online,
Wikipedia so you could read it to me.
Correct. I couldn't even be bothered to stay around. I was like, I just want to leave.
That sucks, man. Mate, you're lucky James is here, or I would thrash you.
I'm in between the two of them at the moment. I've
Yeah.
never
Right.
seen you this salty before.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, I've never had Justice League spoiled
Roll
for
up,
me.
you nerd, all right?
Do you know how long I did not watch a trailer for?
Yeah, he didn't watch any trailers.
Like
he wanted
an
to go in
8-month
completely.
promotional campaign, and now I know what happens at the end.
He's been avoiding billboards. Like, I'll see him look at a billboard and go, oh no. Just quickly dart his eyes away. Anyway, James Blake, you're in the studio because if you listen to Friday's show, we were talking about the staff Christmas party was on Friday.
It was.
It was.
And obviously, you can tell listeners, Luke had a lot of fun because he can barely talk.
Yeah, it was a big weekend. And I thought we should bring you back in for a Monday recap on the night. And firstly, I just wanted to bring up to you, at one point in the night, you were covered in glitter.
Yep.
Your face.
Yep.
I don't know who applied that to your face, but you had a glitter
Yeah, I don't know
mustache
where
and
that
goatee.
came from.
You look like a flamboyant Nolsey with a stash because you had a real strong goatee.
Yeah, it was the most facial hair I've ever had before. And the theme it was denim and diamonds.
Yes.
So that's why the glitter was there. But I started taking photos of myself, and people who weren't at the party were like, "Oh, you are a very, very sweaty boy."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah,
"No."
you look
People
pretty
thought you were
gross.
glistening in the moonlight, but
Yeah.
no, you just had glitter on. And then I didn't see you for a few hours, and then a few hours later, I was on my way home and received a Snapchat from you in the street talking to a cat. Now, I just want to know, I want to piece together what led to that moment, because I didn't see you for a few hours.
Yeah.
Hang on, I want to know, why didn't I get this Snapchat?
Yeah.
You said it's Luke and not me.
Yeah.
No, I looked at it. Like, when I was sending it to my friends, I was like, this is so
I
crap.
think it had a Justice League spoiler right
Yeah.
at the end of the snap,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
he didn't.
thanks,
He was
mate.
trying to.
Luke
yeah.
will enjoy this. No, so what had happened was I decided to leave around about 10:30 in the evening to go to a 21st.
Oh,
and I
popular.
had planned to get changed because it was cocktail dress.
and
I,
wash your
Hang on,
face.
Yeah.
You did not leave at 10:30 though.
I think I did.
Did you?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Oh, maybe I lost track of time.
And so, yeah, I looked at myself in my denim jacket that was studded, and I looked at my mustache and went, I look fine.
Damn fine.
And I walked off into this 21st where everyone was like, what are you doing?
So you showed up wearing a theme
Yes.
to a party that had no theme.
Yes.
Incredible. And you talked to a few animals on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, so was that on the way to the
No,
party?
this was afterwards. So after I'd done all that, what I typically do
Just
on
talk
my
to animals on the way home.
on my-
Diamond-studded animal talker.
on my way home, I'll do a funny little Snapchat. It's the only time I ever do Snap stories, and
Is when you're talking to stray cats on the sidewalk.
yeah, after a night out, I'll just start doing a little bit of a Snapchat. And there was a cat there, and I went, "This is prime content."
Snapchat would probably rap with that endorsement. You're good for one thing and one thing only. Well, I'm glad that you had a good night. Lewis, did the night live up to your expectations?
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to hate it. Okay, so it didn't live up to my expectations. Thought I was going to hate it. Staff party. I've only ever worked at places where people don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, like where they don't like their jobs. This is like the first place I've worked where people actually like their jobs. So people went to the Christmas party to have fun and not be rude to each other. It was actually mind-blowing.
Very refreshing.
And you two boys were talking to the two big radio bosses for a good 20 minutes there.
Mate,
and
if it's not a work party if you don't schmooze, okay? We're trying to get out of this place.
We don't want you to be the very special guest after next year's Christmas party, James. We want Rita Ora in the studio.
Luke and Lewis for lunch. Welcome back to the show, and we are still joined by our very special guest, James, from somewhere else in the radio station.
I'm just lapping this up. Keep saying special guest.
Special guest, James.
Thank you.
What do you do here? Your job's changed.
I'm a producer, assistant producer, so a little bit lower than a producer.
You're not that special, mate.
On real Triple M.
Ooh, throwing shade.
Can you, when you're walking around the office, can
Yeah.
you just casually let people know that we exist?
Yeah, I do. I do every now and again.
That'd be great.
Because when you guys walk by, a lot of people say, which one's Luke, which one's Lewis? And I
Yeah.
will point at tall boy is Lewis,
Yeah.
little one is Luke.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just
Little
also
one's
say-
harsh because I'm also 6
No,
foot.
Luke's not little.
People, that's the thing. People always think I'm way shorter than I am. Like at shows and stuff, they'll come up to me and be like, "Oh, I thought you were like 5'4". It's like, no, I
Yeah.
just hang out with a giant.
Because it's more plausible for you to be short than for me to be this height. Like, it just makes more
Yeah.
sense. So everyone assumes that I'm like 6'1" and
Yeah.
Luke's 5'4".
Yep. But yeah, I asked you to stick around because I had something that I actually wanted to bring up with you because we need to bring up something with Lewis.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're aware.
Mum and
but-
Dad are in the studio now.
What?
So, a few weeks ago on the show, people might remember James actually also joined us about another thing, his meme.
Yeah.
So you made a meme that went viral of you sitting in a public... So the public transport seats in Melbourne have a very distinctive blue pattern on them.
Yeah.
And you had an identical T-shirt with the same distinctive blue pattern on the T-shirt.
Camouflage.
And you sat in one of the seats on the train and you look like the train seat.
Yeah.
That was the full extent of the joke.
It's
Went
very
nuts
low
online.
barrier for entry, but everyone loves it.
Oh,
So,
that's right on our level.
Yeah.
Like that's high tier content. And it went viral. Ladbiblenews.com. I believe you did, I don't think we brought up at the time, you did a radio interview at
I did
Fox FM,
several.
yeah?
I did several. I did one at night and I did one in the morning as well.
So you did multiple radio interviews
Did a
for your
press tour
meme.
of this T-shirt that
You-
you didn't even make. You just bought and wore.
You toured a meme.
I did. I put it on tour.
Yeah, and you bought the show to that, and then we were talking about that. I've also become a meme in the past. I had a viral video series online called "You Don't Own Me," where I ignore signs. Again, the height of comedy, where I ignore. So I do the opposite of what a sign says. I'm wearing funny sunglasses, and that is the full extent of the joke.
Great meme. May I say, as one meme to another.
Yeah, this is
What a
Alright,
meme.
stop rubbing it in, guys.
This is
Okay,
just
that's
two
enough.
meme lords hanging out with one sad boy, one sad comic book spoiled boy.
Stop bringing that up, okay? All right, I'm not a meme. I know
sitting
what
over in
happens
the
at
corner.
the end credits of Justice League,
You're
all
sitting
right?
over in the corner, still sulking. All right, bring a better attitude to the show. Now, what James and I wanted to bring up to you is, you promised on that day when James came on that you would bring a meme yourself to the show.
Yeah, but instead, I got distracted by doing the biggest independent comedy special ever made in Australia.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, I got a little bit distracted by doing an hour of amazing stand-up comedy
Yeah, I get
filmed
it.
with
Yeah.
television-grade cameras in 4K
Yeah.
resolution.
You know, I think
available as a $5 digital download.
But James, did it
early
go
next
viral?
year. Oh, it will.
Hang on,
I haven't released it
Wait,
yet.
just checking.
That's my meme.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
That's my meme. It'll go viral.
And
Look
we
how
think,
talented he is.
I think you've forgotten we're live on radio right now. Stop trying to plug your stand-up special.
First Don't Scare Me coming soon.
So, me and James were discussing before this and during the week. Look, I've gone, have you seen his meme? I haven't even seen you
boys,
working on
all
it.
right, I've been working on it.
Are you scared that you can't compete with the two biggest meme lords in the building? Is that what this is?
Mate, I'm going to top
You're
you, okay?
intimidated.
I'm definitely intimidated.
Have you
by
been working on your meme?
Yes, it's all ready to go. I just need a wacky waving inflatable arm tube man. I just need one of them, and I've been looking for them everywhere. What's happened, car dealerships? Where are your tube men? Put them out. Put out your tube man,
Lewis?
okay? Show some respect.
Lewis needs to, well, okay. So
Actually, if you're in Melbourne and you know a car, or any kind of business
car dealership
that has a flailing tube man, you know
out the
those ones
front,
that blow up
blowing
in the
in the
air?
wind.
Yeah, if you know a business in Melbourne that has one of them, text me the address and I'll be there.
because Lewis needs to film his meme ASAP, because currently there's two meme boys sitting here who have since become meme lords. And what are you doing over there? Absolutely diddly squat.
Mate, I'm concocting it, okay? How long did it take you to work on You Don't Own Me? That was obviously, put a lot of effort into
About
that.
2 days. How long did yours take? About a minute?
It took me to sit down on a train seat.
Stop thinking so hard about your meme, mate. All right, we want a meme. Let's give him a deadline. End of the week meme.
End of the week meme? Oh, okay, but I want to put it out on Tuesday. Prime time, 7:30 p.m. Tuesday,
No,
next Tuesday?
No, you've
I'm
got
dropping the
tomorrow
meme.
then. If you want to put out prime time on Tuesday.
Oh, wait,
tomorrow.
Tuesday's... All right, I'm doing it tomorrow.
Oh, he's going to do his meme by tomorrow.
All right, please show me where a tube man is, guys. I really need this one. Luke and Lewis for lunch, and today we are playing this. Nominated, mate. Nominated, mate. Nominated, mate, for a gift they'll hate.
Yeehaw!
That's right, Luke. It's time to play our favourite segment, Nominate a Mate for a gift they'll hate.
I like that now it's turned into a game. Like, you're like, today we're playing this.
Oh, it's a game for us and a punishment for the listeners.
It's a game where no one wins. Like,
Well, a punishment for the listeners' mates. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a game that everyone listening can play. If you have a
But
friend that
there's
you
no
don't
winners.
want anymore,
in the end, someone just gets a stinking gift dropped off on their doorstep by the postman, and usually we get complaints from confused non-listeners of our show who go, "Hey, my mate listens to your radio show. I received a Darth Vader mask in the mail. Not quite sure why." And I was like, "Oh, well, do you hate it?" And the guy was like, "Yep." And I was like, "Well,
there you go.
we're all done." That's exactly why.
So that's the rules of the game. Basically, each week we come up with an absolutely horrendous gift, and we want you guys to call us to nominate your mate to receive that gift.
Yes.
Something that they would hate. So
And-
what do we have to give away?
Well, today we've come up with an absolute stinker, like a real
Horrendous.
gift. It's one of because we've been giving away physical gifts, and we're like, there's only so many bad things you can receive in the mail.
Oh, yeah. And also, the price of shipping is going up. Australia Post is rigging the system. They're
I
trying
know.
to make a hefty profit.
Even the radio station hasn't been happy that we've been using their mailing service to send out pretty much rubbish.
Which we had no idea existed. We've been
Yeah.
using our own money,
And
of
then-
which we have none,
Yeah,
to
and then
post
last
out
week
awful gifts.
we worked out that we can get the radio station to pay for the postage of this segment, and it blew our minds. And,
Yeah.
and then I was like, so what are you posting off? Like a prize? And I was like, oh, I guess you could call it that.
More like a punishment.
Yeah.
So what do we have to give away this
Today
week?
we are giving away a service that really no one wants or needs. It's not even a service because it's not doing. You don't do anything. Radio
Before
Mike,
we would reveal it,
who
Radio
pushes the
Mike,
buttons.
Turn your mic on.
Oh,
Turn the
you
mic
addressing
on.
me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to introduce me.
No, sorry. Are there any other radio mics in the studio?
Yeah, I think there's only one. There's a couple of mics, but there's only one radio mic, okay? So, really, Mike, without revealing what the gift is, how do you feel about the prize this week?
I assume you guys want me to say that I'm not happy about it. But to be honest, I'm not that... I'm actually kind of stoked about it. I think it could be
Which
the
is
start of
exactly why it's a horrible gift.
So the gift today, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to nominate, give us a call now before we say it, because you're going to want it, so just start calling.
What's the number?
1300 161 006. Give us a call if you want Radio Mike to follow your mate on Instagram. For 3 months, we'll draw up a contract. He has to like 50% of his posts, which, trust me, you don't want.
Oh, I'll like all of them. I'll like all your posts.
Even worse.
Exactly. And how do you feel about commenting, Mike? You're pretty liberal with your comments.
I'll comment 50%. I'll like 100%.
That's the worst thing ever.
No, I'll comment 100%. Comment and like on every photo for 3 months.
All right.
Everyone's mate is just blocking Radio Mike preemptively.
So pretty much, if you want your mate to be followed by Radio Mike, which trust me, he won't want, especially because no one wants a stranger commenting on every single Instagram post. Like,
I've been doing a radio show with Radio Mike for about 6 weeks now, and I still have not followed him on Instagram, which he brings up just about every single day. I'm like, mate, I don't want to follow you. I see what you do on Instagram, and I'm not into it.
yeah. So give us a call now, 1300 161. We're already getting callers. Give us a call, 1300 161 006. Nominate a mate for a gift he'll hate.
Rest in peace to your friendships. Luke and Lewis for lunch. Nominate a mate. Nominate a mate. Nominate a mate for a gift they'll hate.
Yeehaw!
That's right, we're playing Nominate a Mate for a gift they hate. And Luke, what are we giving away today?
The worst prize we've ever given away. Well, not a prize, never a prize. The worst gift we've ever given away on this show to someone's mate. Today we're giving away the opportunity for Radio Mike, our button pusher on our show, to follow them back on Instagram.
Which is just horrendous.
I mean, firstly, no one wants strangers following them on Instagram.
No, and but the thing with Mike, he doesn't just follow; he participates.
He wants to comment on all one of your posts. So it's gonna be weird having some weirdo comment on your post.
Can I just say, I had no say in this whatsoever. This was thrust upon me in the meeting this morning.
But at the same time, as soon as we brought it up, you were incredibly excited about it.
You were just psyched to get your Instagram plugged on the radio. Which I'm not going to say it.
Radio.mike on Instagram.
No, stop it. No one follow him. Everyone block him, okay? I want to see screenshots of you blocking
Can you dump that audio, Mike?
I want to see screenshots. Listeners, I want screenshots of you preemptively blocking Radio Mike on Instagram so you never get tricked into following him. Okay, this is why you shouldn't follow him, okay? And this is why these are the type of captions that Radio Mike puts on Instagram. I got a photo of him posing with his arm in a mirror, but his arm looks really long. So it's a bit of a funhouse mirror trick. And the caption is, just found out my nonna has a magic mirror that makes your arm look longer. Hope you had a fun Good Friday because mine's been a laugh a minute with this thing. Hashtag mirror. Really, mate? Were you sitting there in front of a mirror having a laugh a minute? Did you time it?
I'm going to dump that.
So,
my finger is hovering over the dump button right now.
The phone line's actually exploded over the thing. We're still getting calls now.
We've got a lot of bad friends.
Yeah, so people want to nominate their mate. Up first, I believe, is it Bob? No?
No?
Who's up
Oh,
first?
we've got
Nat, that's up first.
Hey.
How you going,
Nat, why do you want to nominate?
Wait, firstly, who are you nominating for this awful gift?
I'm nominating a mate. Her name's Spazer.
Spazer.
Okay, and why would she hate a follow from Radio Mike?
She probably hates it because she hates radio in general.
Oh, wow.
Liking that because it's not a personal one against me as well. That's also very good.
Yeah, but does she hate Radio Mike or just radio?
Basically, every night I usually send her your podcast or just something like Spearhead Sunday, just whatever I can find.
Yeah, see, it's really hurtful. It's funny when I say it. It's self-deprecating when you say it now. It's just really mean.
She's gotten on the line to let us know that her friend hates our show.
Yeah.
All right, next caller, Bob. Who do you want to follow? Who do you want Radio Mike to follow?
I want him to follow the mate Tash.
Yeah, and why would Tash hate a follow from Radio Mike?
She's got no clue who he is, or even that he's on a radio show.
So he's not on a radio show. Let's confirm that he's not. We give him the
digital radio.
You're not on this
be
show.
Be silent, mate. Show some respect, okay? Speak when spoken to. Don't just butt in.
Why is your mic even on? Turn it off.
Turn it off, Radio Mike. Radio off, Mike.
All right. So Tash would hate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and Radio Mike would comment every day on every post.
Does
Do you reckon
she often
she'd get around that?
Oh, I don't think she posts every day. This might not be a good idea then.
Okay. Well, he'll go back through all the old posts.
He's going to come back and like our old pics. What about caller number 3, Oscar? Oscar, who are you nominating?
Aiden.
Yeah. And what does Aiden do to deserve such a awful experience on Instagram?
Not enough to satisfy me as a friend.
He doesn't satisfy you as a friend. So why would he hate a follow and comments and likes from Radio Mike?
Sorry, what was that?
Why would he hate a follow from Radio Mike?
Because they'll find out his desire for redheads.
Oh, right. Okay, that's great. Okay, so
we're just fading Oscar there because everyone's confused.
Something about redheads. He's got a desire for redheads.
But you're not a redhead.
Okay, well then that would be a negative.
Well,
because
I think we're just going to give it to Bob.
Yeah, I think
well, to Tash.
No, Tash. I like Tash.
Bob, your mate Tash is going to get the follow from Radio Mike. Mike, make sure you go through her old pics too and like it. Extra creepy.
Yeah, make sure you scroll through. You're going to go scroll
Purely
through all the old
platonic,
ones?
by the way. It's just, hey, nice pic.
Yeah, well, I haven't even heard a reaction from you, Bob. Bob, are you excited?
Oh, yeah, I'm still alive, mate. Sure.
Congratulations, Bob. Your mate is receiving a gift that they are going to hate. How do you feel?
Oh, mate, I feel great.
That was going to be like the worst thing to use in a promo for our show. Like, Bob, you've won. And you're like, yeah, cool.
Luke and Lewis for lunch. That brings us to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. We had some good times. We had some laughs. We had a bit of a friendship ending fight about Justice League.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
what do you mean? You're welcome. I gave
my
you...
last show was on Luke and Lewis.
Not at
the
all.
Last show on Triple M on
Sorry.
digital. I'm moving on to bigger things, better things, things without spoilers.
Two things. Firstly, there's nothing bigger than Triple M Modern Digital.
Yeah,
and secondly...
not knowing
Stop
what happens at the end
throwing
of
pieces of
Justice
paper at
League.
me.
Mate, I'll throw whatever I want.
Secondly, if you just tuned in, don't ignore Lewis. I gave him the opportunity to read my Scotty Cam book on the show today. You're welcome,
and then
mate.
you filled it with Justice League spoilers, and now I know what happens at the end credits scene,
Mate,
which I was going to sit through credits to watch, and you didn't even watch. You looked it up on Wikipedia.
I'm not just going to give you The Secret of How to Be a New Age Sensitive Man, the book out the back with Scott Cam. I'm not just going to give you that knowledge
Mate,
without
just
some
shut up and get me a
consequences.
stubby holder, would you?
See, he learnt something because I let you read it.
Yeah, but you know, you know what? I'm sick of this. You holding spoilers over me. I'm going to see Justice League tonight.
What's the point? You already know what happens.
This sucks.
What's the point?
All right, this is my last show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm leaving.
Are you going to stick around after the credits now? Or just going to leave like I did?
Radio Mike, please play my pre-recorded resignation letter that I recorded before the show.
You didn't send it to me.
Well, I'll have it on file ready for tomorrow.
We'll play it at the start of tomorrow then.
Okay, all right. So, well, I'm not coming in tomorrow, so that'll be the only point of me coming in tomorrow, so I can deliver my resignation letter. Okay, everyone?
That's fine. I might get Scotty Cam on the show tomorrow. I'll try and organise that.
I'm coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm staying.
Thought
I'm
you
staying.
would. Yeah.
Well, you know what? If I quit, I can't read the rest of
I
that
know you
book.
can't quit. You're a bloody blockaholic, mate. All right?
Luke and Lewis for lunch. See you tomorrow.